Have you ever wondered why some people seem to drain your energy more as you've gotten older? Do you find yourself increasingly concerned about who truly has your best interests at heart? Are you worried that your good nature might make you vulnerable to those who don't deserve your time or resources? Welcome to Grey Wisdom, where we uncover the truths about aging that others won't tell you. The relationships we maintain in our golden years can profoundly impact our well-being, happiness, and even our financial security. What many don't realize is that as we age, we become both wiser about human nature and, unfortunately, more vulnerable to certain types of people. Surprisingly, research shows that social connections in our later years can extend our lifespan by up to 50%. But the wrong connections can actually accelerate health decline and increase stress hormones by up to 30%. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to Grey Wisdom for more senior health secrets delivered every day. Number 1. The manipulative money seeker. We've all encountered them. People who suddenly become extraordinarily interested in our lives when they realize we have retirement savings, property, or other assets. These relationships feel oddly one-sided, with conversations frequently steering toward financial matters. Mrs. Henderson from Omaha shared her experience with us. My husband's nephew hardly visited for years. Then after my husband passed, he started coming by weekly, always mentioning his business troubles or his children's college funds. It took me months to realize he was softening me up for a loan request. These money seekers might be 1. Distant relatives who suddenly reappear. 2. New friends who show excessive interest in your financial situation. 3. Acquaintances who consistently share their financial hardships around you. The troubling reality is that financial exploitation of seniors has increased by 58% in the last 5 years, with family members being the perpetrators in over 60% of cases. What makes these relationships particularly dangerous is their subtlety. The manipulation often begins with small favors or emotional appeals before escalating to requests for financial assistance. Our best defense is establishing clear boundaries. Practice saying, "I'm sorry to hear about your situation, but I'm not in a position to help financially." Then redirect the conversation. If they persist, that's your red flag to limit contact. Number 2, the chronic negativity spreader. As we age, our emotional resilience becomes more precious. Chronic complainers and negativity spreaders can have a tangible impact on our mental and physical health. Dr. Reynolds, a retired psychologist, told us, "In my 70s, I finally realized I had to distance myself from my Thursday lunch group. Every week was a competition for who had the worst ailments or family problems. I'd leave feeling physically exhausted and anxious. Since stepping back, my blood pressure has actually improved." The negativity spreader. 1. Dismisses any positive news you share. 2. Competes with your challenges by sharing worse ones. 3. Leaves you feeling drained after interactions. 4. Seems to enjoy discussing troubling news or gossip. Research in senior wellness shows that persistent negative social interactions can increase cortisol, stress hormone levels by up to 26%, which is particularly concerning as we age. What makes this relationship difficult to navigate is that many of us were raised to be polite listeners, to show empathy, and to be there for others. However, there's a vast difference between supporting someone through a difficult time and being their emotional dumping ground. We recommend setting conversation time limits with these individuals. For example, you might say, "I can talk for about 20 minutes before I need to start dinner." This creates a natural endpoint to potentially draining conversations. Number 3, the dismissive family member. Perhaps the most painful relationship to navigate as we age involves family members who dismiss our autonomy, opinions, and capabilities. Frank, a 78-year-old former business owner from Arizona, shared, "My daughter started speaking to me in this sing-song voice, like I was 5 years old. She'd make decisions without consulting me, saying she was taking care of things so I wouldn't have to worry. I had to have a serious conversation about respect. I may be older, but I'm still the same person who ran a successful company for 40 years. Signs of a dismissive family member include 1. Making decisions about your life without proper consultation. 2. Using infantilizing language or tones. 3. Dismissing your concerns as confusion or forgetfulness. 4. Talking about you in the third person when you're present. The counterintuitive truth is that maintaining independence in decision-making actually preserves cognitive function. Studies show seniors who continue making their own life choices show 43% better outcomes in cognitive assessments than those whose autonomy is undermined. This relationship is particularly challenging because it often comes from a place of genuine concern. Your family members may truly believe they're helping by taking over aspects of your life. The key is establishing regular family meetings where expectations and boundaries are clearly discussed. Having these conversations during neutral, relaxed times, not in the midst of a disagreement, leads to much better outcomes. Number 4, the fair weather friend. As our mobility or health changes, we discover who our true friends are. The fair weather friend disappears when visiting requires more effort or when our social activities need to adapt to our changing circumstances. Marge, 72, from Pennsylvania, told us, "After my hip replacement, my bridge group of 15 years stopped inviting me because the host's home had stairs. Instead of finding an accessible location, they just excluded me. It was revealing and heartbreaking." Fair weather friends might 1. Only maintain contact when it's convenient for them. 2. Disappear during health challenges. 3. Show little flexibility to accommodate your changing needs. 4. Center activities around their preferences while ignoring your limitations. What many don't realize is that consistent social connections become increasingly important as we age. Research shows that isolated seniors experience cognitive decline at rates 64% faster than those with strong social networks. The surprising insight here is that sometimes letting go of long-standing but shallow friendships actually creates space for deeper, more meaningful connections. Many seniors report that after pruning their social circle, they discovered more authentic relationships, often with unexpected people. Consider joining senior centers, online communities, or faith-based organizations, where you'll meet people who understand the realities of aging and value substance over convenience in relationships. Number 5, the "you should" advisor. We've all met them. People who constantly tell us what we should be doing with our retirement, our health, our housing, or our finances, despite not walking in our shoes. Harold, 81, from Florida, shared, "My neighbor kept insisting I should sell my house and move into a retirement community. Every conversation circled back to this topic. What he didn't understand was that my home of 40 years is where I feel most connected to my late wife. No amenity could replace that." The "you should" advisor. 1. Offers unsolicited advice about major life decisions. 2. Dismisses your personal values in favor of what seems practical. 3. Gets frustrated when you don't follow their recommendations. 3. Often has a one-size-fits-all approach to aging. The reality is that aging is deeply personal. Research shows that seniors who make authentic choices aligned with their own values report 67% higher life satisfaction scores than those who make decisions based primarily on others' expectations. What makes these relationships difficult is that the advice often comes wrapped in genuine concern. However, there's a profound difference between someone who offers perspective when asked versus someone who repeatedly pushes their agenda. A useful response to persistent advisors is, "Thank you for caring enough to share your thoughts. I'll certainly consider that as one option as I make my decision." This acknowledges their input without committing to their direction. Number 6. The patronizing professional. Unfortunately, even those we rely on for services, healthcare providers, financial advisors, home repair contractors, can sometimes treat seniors with condescension rather than respect. Elizabeth, 75, a retired professor, shared, "My new doctor kept addressing my questions to my adult daughter, who accompanied me, as if I couldn't understand medical information. I had to remind him that before retirement, I taught medical ethics at the university where he likely studied." Signs of patronizing professionals include 1. Speaking slowly or loudly without evidence you need either. 2. Directing important information to younger family members rather than to you. 3. Using overly simplified explanations. 4. Showing surprise when you demonstrate knowledge or ask informed questions. The troubling fact is that ageism in professional services leads to measurable disparities in care. Studies show that seniors who are treated condescendingly by healthcare providers are 37% less likely to adhere to treatment plans or share important symptoms. What's not commonly discussed is that you have every right to interview professionals before working with them. Before committing to a financial advisor, healthcare provider, or other professional, ask questions about their experience working with seniors and observe how they communicate with you. For those already dealing with patronizing professionals, directly addressing the behavior can be effective. I appreciate your expertise, but I'd prefer you speak directly to me about my situation. If the behavior continues, seeking alternative providers is completely reasonable. As we've explored these 6 types of people to be cautious about in our later years, remember that setting boundaries isn't selfish. It's essential self-care. Protecting your emotional, financial, and physical well-being becomes increasingly important as we age. Here are the key actions to consider. 1. Trust your instincts. If a relationship feels unbalanced or draining, it probably is. 2. Practice clear, direct communication about your boundaries. 3. Periodically evaluate your social circle, investing time in relationships that bring mutual value. 4. Remember that it's never too late to make new, healthier connections. If you found this information valuable, please hit the like button and share this video with a friend who needs to hear this. Your support helps our community grow. Thank you for joining us today at Grey Wisdom. See you in the next video.